And we have pressed the big start streaming button, and we are apparently streaming. Hello, Sif. Hello, Chiral. Ignan is currently discussing a potential CK2 project, so he will be along when he gets done with that. And it's a project I may end up having to get involved in. We'll see. But only if I can do a Secret Alliance. Hi, son. Hi, how are you doing? Let's get a game started then, shall we? Before it fills up, and I have to unfortunately spectate. Again, I have yet to update the darn league table. I apologise, this will eventually happen. Also, somebody's going to have to let me know how my audio is, because it seems a little high on my end, at least on terms of things. Hi, Miriam. Okay, we have 3. Do we have a 4th? Huzzah! We always like quiet Fridays at work. Or just quiet Fridays out of work, actually. In fact, if you can cut the work out, Fridays are perfect. So, Friday the 13th. Who's feeling the luck? All good audio-wise. Okay, that's fine. And also, a reasonable indicator of how much of a delay is, which is fine. It is Friday the 13th, Chiral. You've managed to survive until basically 8 PM before you realise that. But yes, it is. Worst comes to it, I will change this up for 3-player in a moment, but... Oh, okay. No worries. If Hagen takes his while and nobody else wants to jump in, I will just swap this back to 3-player if you give me a couple of minutes. And then we can go and have some nonsense. I'm hoping you forgot it leaving as opposed to coming in. Okay, so we have Draconis, Sif, Aegon, and myself in for the first round. Glad to hear it. I'm not sure I've had my bad luck. And I mean, this hand isn't an indicator of bad luck, so we'll carry on. Okay. So, fairly standard-ish. Not much I can really go for that's a push here, but it's fine. Got a couple of closed weights we're going to have to fill in for quick advancement. Beyond that, we'll just play it by ear and see where things go. If we can fill up one of them, we're potentially looking at an eventual weight in the other one. Drop the pair. Because I do want to try and keep this if we can, because it's got Dora in it. Alright, the temptation now is to drop the 3rd one. But we really need to get rid of this red sooner rather than later, if we're not keeping it. So, Dora 3. This is a fine starting hand. Okay, so I feel I've had my Friday the 13th luck at the moment. That being said, the rest of it's coming in. So, 1 from Tenpai. Oh, dear. It was more the triplet and then the pair that was the problem. And the only reason I didn't get the pair of them is because I didn't want to drop the triplet. Because I felt the dragon was worth getting rid of early while it was potentially still a problem. Okay, so we got a couple of safe tiles here. We'll use them for now. See what we can do. I don't think he will. It was probably more correct to get rid of South than 6 here, but we'll stick with what we're doing at the moment. Give it another go around. South is also our win, so there is that to think about, though that wasn't entirely why I did that. Okay, so 2 dot gives us a 2-sided 5-8 pair weight. But also we've just been given 2 safe tiles, which is not to be sniffed at against Draconis, so we're going to take them. We'll let other people attack. We will just fold out and let this happen. So we know Dora's safe. North and west should be safe. Yeah, we'll throw west for the moment. Okay. So 2-5. Reach and The Riichi door? Yeah, Riichi door. Sorry, I was trying to find Yaku in there, but of course no, that was just Riichi door. Okay, so deal a turn. Keep the white because keep the east rather because it's more valuable to us. Get rid of the whites and see where things end up. Okay, quick attack from Sith. Oh, actually, I'm showing 0 frames. My stream being odd? That's unfortunately the downside of dropping middle tiles. You'll end up having to drop more of them. Okay, so our theory goes, or current working theory is that Sith must be on Tenhou or bonus tile. I was going to say, not mine. Yeah, okay. Darn unreliable interwebs. Alright, I'll keep an eye on it, but we'll see what I can do. So that's to mentally remind myself that Kyra was actually not playing at the moment. Yeah, 8 to follow. It's possible it's a Honitsu, but based on the discard pattern, I'd say probably Tenhou, although the 2 at the start is awkward. Yeah, I don't really want to fold here, but I think we're going to keep going with what we're doing. It's an early fold, I'll concede that, and I am the dealer. I should be pushing, but... Okay, so Tenhou is what we reckon. Could still be a bonus tile hanging out in there, but we got one safe one of those. Okay, Aegon's on the big attack then. 9 should be safe against both players. It's true. Yes, indeed. Oh, dear. You see how better this hand would be if I was able to push this, but I don't know that I can. Aegon's on a probable half flush. Tenhou across the table. I say probable because it was nearly 6, but... Nope, 2 safes. Although, how close we get is going to be a good question. Okay, Draconis Sumo's on our dealer turn. And he actually hits a half-decent hand. Unfortunate, we drop to last from there. No, not quite. True enough, but that means I know I can't really discard against him. So this is again Aegon going for Toitoro Honitsu. Yeah, not much else I can do with this, I don't think. Cut one of the edges and hope that I get something a bit more favourable towards these, but got one red that's been played, so yeah, calling that north means that is pretty much all he can go for. So buzz. Yep, my phone has just announced that I am streaming. It's good to hear. Alright, throw the dragon since it's turn 4. Important thing, get out of Draconis' dealer turn, I think. South, unfortunately, is not going to help us get there. White would have been useful a few turns ago. Actually, no, it wouldn't. Been just as useless a few turns ago, but hey. Yeah, it just doesn't feel like a lot of development. Cutting the pair here seems like a weak move, and it kind of is, but... But it's not doing us a lot of favors in our hand anyway, so we'll just throw it now. Okay, so we've immediately traded pair for pair, which now opens up Tenhou. So the upper value of the hand is Tenhou Sanchiku and the 2-3-4. But that is an optimistic assessment of where we can get to. Okay, Hatsu's not live, but we'll hold off a turn. Because if somebody does have a pair, they need this. Not going to call for the Sanchiku at this point, because again, it wouldn't be worth a lot. Basically, one hand plus Tenhou, so 2,000 points. Yes, there's getting a certain person out of a dealer's seat, so he has got to be in Tenpai from that. Most likely on a high Sozu weight guesstimate, although I don't know what hand he's going for other than... Oh, I'm having more frame drops. God darn it. Alright, hold on. What is going on in the background that's causing nonsense? Save file for now. Okay, nothing I really want to do there. One so should be fine. Hatsu we now know is fine because of Sith. I mean, we're in Tenpai with that. But we give him another draw. We'll have a go anyway. Potentially risky tile against me with that one. 6 is a double Suji. And that's the only reason I'm going for it. Darn it, Aiken! That was the last thing. You've given him more value with that. Couldn't have played safe in the last discard. Okay, fine. So Draconis doesn't believe in the Friday the 13th scenario right now. It was worth the staying in Tenpai there, again, to try and drain some points out of him, but also incidental snipage. And as mentioned, we don't want him to remain dealer right now. I mean, he couldn't have at least dealt, you know, what I needed. He probably didn't know what I needed, but, you know. Okay, this hand's okay. Quick Tenhou Pinfu, which is exactly what we want in this position. Transcends as trivial ideas as lucky knows only victory. Indeed. You're not wrong. But it's early game, and we do plan to put some defeats on him. So Riichi, Pinfu, Sanchiku. So we get 2 trade-ups here, then I have exactly what I need for the high value. I was looking more towards the 5, 6, 7, which I suppose is still possible. But this pattern works as well. I would probably just take the Pinfu, though, to knock Draconis out of his dealer turn.
Riichi.
Okay. Again, we've got a Suji against that if we wanted to attack it. What do we have that's definitely safe for this round? Only the 4, so we're going to get rid of it. Hey! That feels incredibly mean and accurate, sir. So my problem here is I'm going to have to drop the 7 so to reach into that. I mean, 2 so is not that good either. How much do I want to knock Draconis off a dealer turn? Enough to lose some points? Let's see. Okay, 2 passed. That was definitely dodgy. Oh, it's fine. Don't worry about it, sir. On his godly form right now, I absolutely cannot touch him. East. 1, 2. Okay, that's fine. Sumo on a closed reach. Reach, Sumo, red 5, and 1 Uradura. Well, it's Mungan. I think, honestly, my form is just continuing. Well, okay. Indeed. No. My hand was looking fine. It was just Ishanten, so you know, you can. I need no good. A good Ishanten is just that. Ishanten. It doesn't win you the. It doesn't win you anything. And after that many draws, I was more so considering the folds than anything else, really. But it had some stuff going for it, really. Most important thing in that situation was to get Draconis out of his dealer turn. I mean, we're 14k down, but that's not insurmountable at this stage by any means. And Aegon's not on a low enough points that we need to worry about him busting out, which is sometimes a concern when we play these games with Draconis. All right, let's cut the closed weight on that side. Nah, I don't need that. Don't need the 1 either, really. I suppose the one thing that getting rid of that 9 meant is that Dora. Yeah, no, I probably did that wrong. For some reason, I was valuing the potential. Okay, fine. No, I did that right. Ignore me. 2 is loose. 9, 7 are arguably more useful for drawing 8. So, in fact, drawing an 8 so is Tenpai. Or I can be in a closed weight for the 8, which isn't great, but, you know, we'd take it with Dora 2. Any more from a dealer? Dot Honitsu, then, based on the off-wind triplet. Easts are out. Could have a red dragon in the background as well, so maximum value. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I just get lucky. Other times, people are determined to try things. Yeah, I want to say we're out. Sozi's not safe against him. Oh, I really don't want to have to get rid of my 6 dot for this, but I feel we're going to have to. Yeah. She had changed in 3. Half Flush is not that valuable, so... Okay, here we go. This is something. There's a hand we could attack with if we had any kind of bonus tile, but we'll have to see. It's fine. I mean, it's mostly minor. Aegon probably isn't going to be tracking it. Sif tends to be silent when she's in the game, probably concentrating on her own stuff. And Draconis is the veteran here, so, you know, he only comes on the chat to mock and to state how awesome he's being. Well, Kyra's doing that right now, so it's all good. Yeah, you can be vague or talk about why I made the decision a couple of turns afterwards, maybe. But in general, yeah, just don't reveal my hand to people if you can avoid that. Okay. We need a Yaku out of this, so... So this is why we're keeping the white around. I would normally get rid of it in this position if we weren't behind, but... Possible Itsu. It's not. It's not. But it might be. Okay, 2 advanced calls. Can't call for triplet. And unfortunately we dropped the second east. Yeah, she does that a lot, and I don't know if she does it on purpose or not. Or whether that's just how bad the stream delay is for her, I don't know. I'm going to get rid of the 8 now, because it feels like dot tiles are going to get riskier later if I don't. So best case scenario, 3 away. No, we should play the white. The pause there means somebody can probably call it, but we have to force it now. Oh, maybe not. It's just a delay. Okay, 1 filled in. So 8 man or 3 so for Tempai. And the 3 so looks unlikely. Green Dragons are pass, though, is the problem I'm going to have in a few moments. Gambling a little, but we have a possible Itsu. Hey, Zanny, how are we doing? Oh, that's... Okay, fine. We're probably out now. So... Aegon's discards, I really genuinely have no clue what he wants. I reckon Sif is on a hot... is just on a Tanya only as dealer to try and do a repeat here. Giving up 3 Dora hand seems bad, but we're already in the 3rd row and we're just drawing dangerous tiles in succession. Yeah. It was bad enough when we had just the green to get rid of, but getting rid of the middle 5 as well. Okay, no, fine. We're back in the game. Back in the game, so Toy Toy Sananko. Yes, we know Aegon is going for Toy Toy. I'm thinking, though, it's very late, though. And I still have to make this green dragon pass, which the fact that it hasn't means, unless I'm fortunate and somebody's got a triplet of them, it's going to deal into somebody. I have Tenpai with this, but I have no Yaku. Kishi, it's been a long while. How are you doing, sir? And it was a 4-dot single weight. Sif likes those odd, obscure single weights. I don't know whether she's been in it for a long time or whether she's been passing tiles back and forth, decided that was risky for whatever reason. But I know she's in those sorts of weights a lot, especially after multiple calls. Kyril, stop turning into me. I know you've been streaming and you're getting big on Twitch, but no. Senseless plug of Kyril here. Put a link in. He's a moderator. He can do that. Ah, that's fine. I know Mordecai's been lurking in a few of them as well. But yeah, no worries. For a 10 Tenpai. Oh, you were for a 10 with... On a single weight, you should have changed. Ah, dear. I am being distracted. Oh dear. I, on the other hand, am... This isn't actually all that bad a hand, really. It's just not doing... Oh. Distraction and mouse not working might be a problem. So you changed a furry 10 weight into a furry 10 weight, did you? Okay, well, I'll delay a little bit, just see if we can get Aegon back into the game. Alright, time for 5 second Jong. Or Aegon's just going to play Suicide Jong, discarding the one tile he can select. Yeah, we're just giving Aegon time if we can. We've already used up all of it, but you know. These players in the chat, technically yes. Aegon, Sith, and Draconis are the three. I mean, everybody else has been practicing their Mahjong skills on Mahjong Soul at the moment. Although, to be fair, it's a bit soul-crushing getting out of silver. Once you're out of silver, then you wish you were back. But, you know. Ow. Ouch. Is it under the rule set where that's a Mungan or a Yakuman? Because I know there's a variation on that one. Reserve Car Mouse. Hooray! Go Car Moose! I mean, bronze you get out of relatively quickly, but I think more just the soul-crushing nature of the silver rooms. But yeah, that's the problem. At the when I first played it, I was convinced everybody was a noob because I saw open cans for Furry 10 Riichis all the time. Alright, so what's Sif on? I don't have a definite safe to... Oh, actually I have Souths. And we don't... Oops. I've forgotten I delayed for Aegon. So I was discussing my move, but South was the best discard there. Arguably, that was not the best discard after drawing the triplet, but we're going to go for Tenhou at this point. Yes. They're still wrong. They should know better. But, you know. There are very rare justifiable reasons for them. You are losing horribly. Do I want to go for this? No, we've just been given a safe tile. I can't really go for it. It depends. 5 is a double Suji, but we'll play the 9. Oh, this is a bad weight, though. We're going to get rid of our 8s here. I mean, technically we have Tenpai, but it's still not a good weight. This, though, is probably fine. So now we're in a 4-7 stealth weight. There's no way. I mean, the last 7's gone. Last 4's gone. There's only one more draw left for me after this, so let's just see. Oh, I don't know if this is safe. Now, Egan, don't do what you did last time. Don't give her a win in the last draw. Don't do it. I know you're thinking about it. Don't do it. Okay, so what was the weight? It was a 6. Yeah. Well, we had a couple of those. Where were the others? Don't know. Possibly in somebody's hand, but single weights are always sometimes dodgy. You'll occasionally find you just do not exist. The more tiles you have, the more less chance of this happening. But equally, that sometimes makes the best weight for something that's unlikely. This looks good. I'd be inclined to say this looks like a great little starting hand. It's quick, but you don't have to reach. Oh, they do. It got to the stage where Kanya deliberately just triggered me, almost the Captain Darling twitch almost at times. The fact that I was playing the character as well did not help matters. Okay. So quick attack from Draconis, and we'd have to cut this 2. So 2-sided weight against a double call. This seems good. It's Kanya that bothers me more than anything else. Riichi Patsu Sumo. And 1 Dora. No Pinfu because I got the pair of bonus tiles, but a Mungan nonetheless, and that puts me back in the game. Okay. If you were Aegon, you'd be timed out for that comment. You would be timed out for that comment, Ison. But you are not Aegon, and Aegon is the only person I time out for absolute no reasons, even if he deserves it. Kyle may decide otherwise. He's my moderator and I trust his judgment. But I won't. Okay, a couple of pairs gone. No, it was Captain Darling, I think. I might be wrong. No, I'm sure it's Captain Darling. But yeah, Kanya gives me that twitch. Don't know whether it's just a voice, but no, I mean the other stuff bothers me a little bit, but I can normally play it off as, yeah, I can, fine, whatever. They're just playing badly. I'll pick up the points later. Kanya, though, always certainly means that I'm going to have to fold to that nonsense. That I think is the more the problematic thing. Just my thing. If somebody cans, I am folding. Captain Death, yeah, Blackadder. True. I don't mind the other. I don't mind the other free character completely. I'm sure I find some of the other voices annoying too, but I just don't experience them as often. But she is the voice of the new player. Anyway, I think I just punched this into Tanya here. But as much as this is my problem with Silver. All the way through it, I was folding against what are basically bluffs or people calling everything because they can. Kanya, unfortunately, I always folded to, because if you attack the Kanya, eventually you will hit somebody will deal it. You will deal into somebody in a situation where you really shouldn't ever happen. And every other time you don't attack it, they were bluffing, and there were at least 2 more calls from Tenpai. Okay, this is looking okay. So I'm going to get rid of one of the pairs, but Tanya, Ipeiko, Pinfu, stuff and things. Got 'em. So calling this here, what does this do for me? Call, drop the free, have 3 for 5, 5 6. No, okay. Doesn't actually do anything for me. I've actually unlocked so many characters. I mean, I put some money into Soul, admittedly, but I didn't actually get any characters from putting money into Soul. I got all my characters, and I've got a lot of them now from just random unlocks during things. And just selling all my items. True, but again, the wolf character you don't see a lot. Oh, I've been trying to get rid of a pair for a while now, and suddenly that happens. Okay, free goes because we saw one a little earlier. Didn't want to have to call for this, but I feel that now we're at the stage where if we're going to risk the white dragon, we're going to risk it for a good reason. So, Tenhou, Wandora. That's not a good reason, but, you know. Let's put the threat up, see if we can convince people to fold. It never works because Aegon's here, and he is a beginner. Of course it doesn't work, and you attack the Riichi from the lead. This is what... Yeah. That is full karmic retribution. Or would be if Aegon's hand was actually worth doing anything with. Tiles of Confusion prepared me very well for Soul. I'm going to point this out now. But yeah, so there's a few mistakes there. Aegon probably didn't have a lot he could do there. That was Riichi only. He hit Tenpai. Fine. Sif never should have attacked that hand. The music's better than Tenhou, but then I'm sorry, but Tenhou I suppose is only on the menu, and the menu music is terrible. Well, we don't mind you lurking on our Discord. I mean, that's what the Discord is there for. If I haven't got the link for my Discord in the chat description, Kyril can poke up a link in a moment. But yeah, no, feel free to join us. We discuss random nonsense, some things that are even related to Mahjong. But yeah, anytime. Kyril streams on irregular days. I stream mostly Friday evenings, Saturday mornings. So obviously, yeah, I'm doing a Soul stream tomorrow, though that's more sort of trying to climb the ladder of the gold rooms. But I'll tend to play some stuff and things in the middle or after that at some stage anyway. Risk the White Dragons is still in the front row. Aegon has it. Get another draw. And it's an improvement. Okay. So, Ishanten. Yep. Free man, ideally. But if not, we'll have whatever for the thing here. Thank you. Not a very valuable hand, unfortunately, but we don't need any value, really. We're trying to get the dealership. Okay, that's an improvement. So that gives us 3-6. Can't do much to improve the value of the hand other than carning the ones, I guess. But open carning ones is not going to be advisable, so that'll only happen if we draw it. Yeah, Kara, you're just going to have to get... Me and you are going to have to just get better at posting when we're actually streaming. Alright, that makes that 3-6 weight worse. Again, can't call because we don't have Yaku. We got 3 safe tiles against this, unless he's on for Toy Toy. And Draconis' usual playstyle probably means he's not. Okay. We have a definite safe tile. We will play the definite safe tile first. Wasn't safe, and he's attacking the Riichi. Okay, fine. One so. Well, yeah, as I say, I'm playing in what basically amounts to 13 hours time. Honestly, Florida's only 5 hours, isn't it? So that probably isn't. That probably is actually about as bad. Just the other way. Okay. Okay. This is a hand. How far behind are we? We're dealer here, so we don't want to go overly aggressive and push. But we're going to. We only have 2 hands after my dealer turn, so I need to make this count. Aegon is also on basically no points, so we have to, yeah. Okay, so ignore what I'm going to say. This is actually a tax situation because if I don't, there's a possibility of Aegon busting out. This also means, and I know Sif isn't going to follow this rule. Draconis probably won't. Draconis will probably follow it. We do not reach if we can avoid it. Reason being, we cannot take a direct hit off Aegon and we cannot sumo. So I have to get a direct hit against Draconis or Sif. However, I imagine Sif will reach the moment she hits Tenpai. 5, 6, 7 Sanchiku, Dragon, is probably our best hand. And as I've said that, we will continue on that route. So yeah, so 5, 6, 7 Sanchiku. And we will call because we got to be open anyway. Aegon would have to be at exactly 0. We're going to keep this in reserve, but we are Karning next turn. Good reason to Karn in this position. Okay. If that's how we're going to play it. Draconis is a good advocate of the big Khan. I'm actually doing this for a couple of reasons, because this maximizes the chance of if I have to take a sumo, then... So we're on a 6-7. But if I have to take a win, it does reduce the... Well, it gives me a shot at actually taking the win here with the extra carnage. I didn't actually get a lot of luck with them, but... He's pushing because he... For the same reason I'm pushing Kyril. Aegon is on 1100 points, so he dies if he's no 10. Why Sif is attacking is a good question. And I'm going to take second place. I wasn't going to take second place. But with that, I have to. GG. Yeah, I suppose Sif actually could have reached. It was just a case of, I don't need to apologise. It was just the way that game worked out. Sif could have reached actually because she was leading at the time. It's a gamble to her lead for sure, but she was the only one who didn't care if Aegon got cut out. Okay, we have a new player. Can you identify yourself in the chat and then mute yourself? Just because I will add you onto the spreadsheet and scoring later. Alright, no worries, Omni. Thanks for joining us. Feel free to lurk, and we will catch you another time. Actually, have you been on this before? I don't know. We'll find out. Nah, you didn't. You reached because you hit Tenpai. You reached on every single occasion because you hit Tenpai. You were just maximizing the chances of us winning. I just felt that because definite Tenpai indications from 3 players, I had to take the win. Because officially, I was going to snipe you or Draconis rather than take the win off Aegon, because that would end the game. But I was close enough to make sure I finished ahead of Draconis, so I'll take that as a victory. Slightly reducing the points scored massive deficit I have to him, even by only 20 points. So, Dragon Dora. A quick attack going on. Yeah, you really go into single weights a lot more often than you should, especially after calling. But you can wait and you can wait and see if a better weight comes along, especially if you have a Yaku anyway. One of the common things to do is to basically sit on, say, a Tenhou, trying to improve the hand of Tenhou pin 2 with Dora, or Sanchiku, for example, and you reach when you have that ability. Taking the quick win to prevent somebody else from winning is perfectly fine, but this is why you always try and look for other Yaku here, or improved weights, actually, I should say, before you reach. That being said, that very thought process is a trap, so... Well, yeah, but then, of course, people don't always have the standard 147 pattern of weights. Irregular 3- and 4-sided weights are fun when people think that way. Very fun. This, though, is just going to be a standard 2-sided weight for not much value. Oh, I've hit 2 Dora. Okay, now I've got some value. Downside is I've got to do some workarounds to make the 4s work. I mean... Slight vindication there. We got the one side of what we're thinking after, and this means we can now incorporate our 2. So Dragon doesn't get us into Tenpai anymore. That we've got to concern ourselves with a little bit. I imagine 8 is safe to Aegon, though he has some nutty discard patterns at times. 2, 5. Lots of 2s out. Lots of 5s. Okay, I've just facepalmed myself there, but fine. Safe tile. For a 10. I missed any parts too because I was still explaining the game. Ah! I am really annoyed with that. I am really annoyed with that. You have no... I mean, it's East 1. Mistakes can be made, but that was a good hand. 3 Dora reach plus that. Okay. How do I adjust this? I have to go full into this now. Bad weight central, but at least I can call the dragon again. 4-7 isn't for a 10. 3-6 isn't for a 10. Some form of weird dragon weight isn't for a 10. 3-man might even be safe against Aegon. That wasn't a feint. That was a complete and utter disaster. And it's given Aegon a win. However much he wins, I should have been able to stop it. He won a Mungan hand, and I should have been able to stop that. See how happy Aegon is? This is what happens when I make mistakes. Aegon wins and is happy. We cannot have this situation in this chat. Cannot happen. Oh dear. I can't even blame that on Friday the 13th. That was just me talking too long. It's partially because I'm used to soul timing these days, and that's a really bad thing. So I used to be on Tenhou time. Now I'm on soul time, and it throws me off every now and then. Aegon can try to be happy if he wants to. Tenhou time is 5:10. Soul is 5:20. So yes. Yeah, so I get 5 seconds each hand plus 10 seconds to build up along there. So basically, yeah. This is why I have the slow deliberations occasionally to explain my moves. But, yeah. This has worked out rather well. I'm now 1 from Tenpai. South or 8. Honitsu, 8 dot. 1 played. Well, no, it's not spoiling because I should still be aware of it. It's just occasionally I have found myself falling into the trap of assuming I have more time because how I explain things on Soul versus Tenhou. So occasionally I trap myself like that. It is entirely my blunder, but oh yeah, absolutely. This is what I mean. We got used to that, and now of course, yeah, extra time is nice. So white Honitsu. And more points taken away from Draconis, which is always a plus. We'll keep the red, because it's likely to be a safer tile than usual. Okay, red is now useless. We will say goodbye, red. No, I didn't. I felt it was a crutch to new players, and now I've just fallen into the trap of needing it. In 5, I don't think actually the 520 is not as unfair. It is quite fair in many ways, because if you need time to deliberate, those 20 seconds are awesome. 10 seconds on Tenhou, and in tournament time you actually have free 5, so you have 3 seconds to move, 5 seconds of overall thinking, which we played under tournament conditions. Cairo, how was that? Did you find? Okay, this is quite good. So Pinfu, if we can get a 7 or a 5 or something in the Sozu area. Fortunately, we dropped 2 8s have been dropped, so I don't think we're very likely to fill this last gap in. If we draw another 7, we got Riichi for the regular 3-6. Oh yeah, I think it was on 3-5. I'm certain it's on 3-5. If it wasn't on 3-5, I'd be surprised, but it might have been on 5-10. I'll have to go back and watch the videos, because, or at least just one of them, because it'll be set up there. Keep the white for the moment. Reasoning behind the 9. There was more opportunity. I could go 1, 2. Okay, so main reasoning from there was I had 2, 3, 3, 4. So that's 1 and 4 and 2 and 5 to improve the hand. The only reason that's changed in the next draw is because I drew the white dragon, which was a live tile, so I had to cut that line of reasoning. But it added extra tiles I could have discarded, because this free so can still be gotten rid of if I end up in a 2-sided weight the other side. So, for example, had things have worked out differently and I hadn't had to discard that 3, I'd have had 3, 4, 5 and 2, 3 and be in Tenpai for a 1, 4. I can explain that slower if you need to, but I'm in the middle of the game as well. Yeah, so the middle tile getting paired in a run of 3 is usually quite helpful. This time is less helpful because while I am in Tenpai, I'm then only in a 3-dot Tenpai, which would be for a 10, so I have to discard it. There are not a lot of good ways out of this, actually. Drawing a 6-dot is probably the best one, although I think that still puts me for a 10, doesn't it? No, that puts me in a 1-4-7. So I need to draw a 1-4-7 to keep this going. Actually, 7 puts me in a 2-5. 6 puts me into a single weight on the dragon. Yeah, for some reason I thought I had a 6. I don't. But it's when, if ever, am I going to risk this white dragon. Otherwise, I'm going to have to be in a single weight for it, which means I've got to risk the 7-dot, which is not safe against Draconis. He's played no dot tiles whatsoever. And I haven't seen any middle dot tiles that are relevant. Green was played early. It's still a little dodgy, but... no reason to fold it yet. I've not got any Tenpai indications from people. That might be one, but I don't think it is. I think that's safe against Draconis. There's no reason just folding for folding's sake at this stage. It's more sort of being aware of things. Egan, I imagine, will reach the moment he gets somewhere. It's unlikely he'll play silent, newer player. Okay, now we have a reach, and it's a white dragon reach. So somebody else has risked that for us, and we now have a safe discard. And I imagine Draconis is going to play another white here. Nope. There was a pause, so I thought that was because somebody had the opportunity to call. He's played 2 8s very early on. I think that 9 is safe. So this is a 1-4-7 pin through. Boom! We are being mean to Draconis. And it's why you don't just fold. You always try and look to see if you can be in a weight that you can win with. Because then, even though you are definitely folding the moment a dangerous situation comes up, you can take advantage of people trying to play safe against things. Yep, perfect series of events. I even got the extra 1,000 points. It was a bullet with his name on it. No, I wasn't. I was going to be in a single wait for that tile, or I was going to wait for somebody else to play it. Obviously, he wanted to reach, so that meant it became a tile he had to get rid of. Ultimately, Draconis couldn't have won off it, so it was relatively safe in that regard, but it also means that Draconis had 2 safe tiles and decided not to play them. It's nice to know that my play styles and yours have now synced up absolutely perfectly. I don't know who this is worse for, though. My playstyle leads to a lot of disaster and a lot of getting frustrated at players winning via luck. Even though luck is exactly how I built all of my scores and reputation. The good news is, if Draconis keeps going on like this, I might actually be able to put a dent in his lead at the moment. True, that was another option. Although having 2 white dragons means they're also safe tiles, or at least I can use them as safe tiles. The only scenario is if somebody's got a pair of them, I guess, but... Alright, so 3 for 5 Sanchku is the upper end for this hand. Other than that, we're just looking at getting rid of the 1s, being in Tenhou. I might as well drop the 8 since I already dropped one. But Tudora, Tenhou is perfectly fine, and we are dealer, of course. And on a bit of a rampage, it has to be said. Question is, do I want to start pushing for a bit more value? We're not in the lead yet. Oh, wow, okay. Yeah. Ignore what I just said. Pushing for value is now happening. Tenpai on a 7 discard here. Actually, we're Tenpai on any of these, but, you know. Except that one. That's the only one I couldn't take. Alright, we got multiple ways into Tenpai. Sanchku looks unlikely, but we could still be in for it. Because if I draw the 5, that puts us into a free 8 weight rather than the Sanchku weight. Okay, 3 and 8. Reach across. Ah, oh, wrong Manzu. That's fine. Okay. Drew a safe tile. We got lucky there. I think you got lucky because I don't have a lot of... Well, I suppose I can get rid of this, but... He desperately wants to knock this dealer turn off, though. Alright, 7, 7, 7. I think 8 should be fine. The reach decision is a bit of luck, judgment, and instinct. And I can't claim to be the absolute authority on this. The basic premise is, if you don't think your hand can be improved any further... Thank you, Aegon. So if you don't think there can be any improvement, or if you need to be in a winning... If you need to have a legal hand. The upside of reach is obviously value. If you need to chase points, then... Yeah, that just didn't come up with any Sanchku things. The jam is on. That's usually the sign of things going wrong. Okay. I know I just said that, but yeah. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be 8, and sometimes you can reach in other situations. The one hand that since you discovered this is an important fundamental to know about a reach. If somebody reaches, they could easily have a Hanuman, and the way they get that Hanuman is reach Ipatsu, reach Sumo, 7 pairs, and 2 Dora. Either Uradura, which they're going for, or We can play that free, actually. Safe tile. Or actual Dora that they've got here. We also have 2 Dora with this hand, I've just realised. Dear God. Okay, he does not have it. I'm just going to point this out because I mention this every time somebody shows something. He does not have the pair of Norths. He does not have it. Yeah, so in this case, I could get a legal hand by cutting the 9 here. But Reach is also a legal hand requirement as well, if you can get to that point. I am going to stake everything I have. He does not have it. He has a good hand, though. Half flush and probably dot tiles. But he does not have it. He does not have it. If he Yakumans while I'm dealer, that is a disaster for me. I've just got to point this out here. Why can I not... Yeah, he did not have it. See? He did not have it. Then I'm still in the lead. I'll take that. That may have been seen as overly aggressive, but I was also on the off chance he managed something with Toy Toy and whatever else, which, to be fair, his hand could have easily been high enough value to Hanneman Plus, which would have hurt me as dealer a lot. So by forcing the issue, I at least confirmed it was a low value stuff. And was in Tempai in case anything had happened. But wanted you to get the Yakuman. But no, I mention this a lot. Eventually somebody will have it, but 99 times out of 100, if somebody's showing 2 dragons, they do not have the 3rd. 99 times out of 100. I can promise you that. Though, mind you, this is Friday the 13th. That would have been the perfect time for it to happen. Okay, Draconis is on quick attack as dealer. So we're going to toss the 1s here. We're just going to open up Tenhou again. I'm sure he wouldn't have folded the West if it came off, because that is a Yakuman. Or whichever, the North, sorry, he was missing. If he'd have drawn a North, I'm absolutely certain he would have gone for single weight on the North and just had that Yakuman availability. But Aiden is also disconnected. We, on the other hand, have started drawing quite well. Okay, this is like dragon-only quick attack from Draconis, and we have to toss a 7 or an 8 to make this work. Actually, we have to toss a 7. I'm not liking this chain of events, so we're just going to see if we can fold out. He's in last. He's going to try and take some risks. We might reach here. So, yeah, because you get the Underdora if you reach and win, having a card on the table means you basically double the amount of Oradora you reveal. So you have an opportunity to get 2 additional Dora. So, yep, we are reaching if this comes off. Dora. Safe against both players, though. So, White Dragon only versus East Red. Neither of these are particularly valuable, it has to be said. You potentially have Toy Toy, which adds 2 Han, possibly Mungan. Draconis, I don't think has got value, unless he's got another bonus set in his hand somewhere. Yeah, so Toy Toy Red and East is all he can have for that. And I actually forgot that was the Dora when I discarded that. So yeah, that was a potential disaster. Because both of these could have aggressively called because they had a pair of Dora, for example. Okay, so Tenpai 3-6. So this is a hand killer, basically. I'd have liked to have reached, because obviously value. But more importantly, we don't want to have this happen, so... All the frees are out, though. That's the only problem. So we are waiting on 6, which there have been 1. Okay, so we got 3 outs remaining with this hand. I have a CG trap for it, I suppose. Half CG trap, anyway. And we now have 2 safe tiles. Doesn't matter. We'll take the sumo and just close this nonsense off. So that killed a potential Mungan. Okay, Agen's dealer turn, who has disconnected, or seemed to have disconnected quite a while ago, I think. I don't know. He was having problems with his mouse, so maybe he's just had to fold for the evening. Which is a shame, because he just got a good hand and was in second, solidly so. We'll give him as much time as we can. No idea. Hope he's alright, but we'll find out. I mean, I was in a chat with him earlier and he was basically singing opera, so he was being happy. Yeah, he's gone red. So if the name is in red, then they are being controlled by an AI and they're just auto-discarding. I think there is an algorithm, so they don't discard entirely stupidly, but they're still discarding more stupidly than they would do if they were actually playing. And they will never advance the hand, so... So he will not be in Tenpai at the end of the game, meaning the dealership will pass on. But, yeah. The good news, usually, if somebody's disconnected, is that it makes Honor, Dora tiles, and bonus tiles safer, technically, because they obviously aren't going to call on it. But okay, so 1 from Tenpai for another good hand. So 7 dot needed. I don't know whether they do. I've got a feeling they don't from experience and looking back at histories, but... Wait, it auto-runs? I've never known it go for a hand. I suppose if if it draws a... Oh, that's got to be the worst. If it draws you a Tenhou when you're away from it. Yeah, you get a Tenhou while you're disconnected. That's just... Anyway, yeah, we're in a single weight on the 5. Not a good weight at all, but Ipeiko... Not a lot else going for it, really. Had to be slightly concerned about what Draconis is doing, but... Yeah. Should have been more concerned about what he was doing. So, 2,000 points only. Oh, okay, that's fine. I thought you were just... Yeah. Alright, fair enough. Alright, so that was a bit... yeah, I'm a little slightly on tilt. Got a little greedy there. It wasn't necessarily possible for me to make because I shouldn't be discarding loose 3s and 7s against somebody who has made a call. And yeah, typically we play East-South. Main reason for the East-South methodology is because it rounds out the game a little more. It takes away extremes of luck. For example, my Rampage at the start of a game has been almost nullified by the rest of it, so it also just gives more chance for the game to actually progress. It means you have strategic decisions about knocking players out, you have more tiles to draw, and occasionally you have comeback hands. Also, reaching against an AI player is usually a thing to try and do because, as mentioned, they will discard in awkward manners. So, yeah, Reach, Dora, Pinfu. Second dealer turn. I could do have another Rampage, I'll be honest. All those jam taps to be reopened. What it does tend to mean, though, is that one Buyman tends to settle games sometimes. But equally, that Buyman can be chipped away at over the course of 3 or 4 attacking quick hands. There are certain games, though, if you get a Buyman in the early game, you're usually good as long as you just ride it out and don't play like an idiot for the rest of the game. But where's the fun in that? So high value for this hand is going to be 789 Sanchku. There's an argument we could go for Chinshan, but we'd prefer to probably keep these pair of 4s. If things develop further and we get more definite towards the Sanchku, then we might consider that, but really, we just need to try and settle Draconis down a little bit here. Yes, although how much you should be cheating is another matter. It's fine if you're going for quick hands and that's what you need. That's when it's an advantage. It's the worst, though, if you need value, because it's difficult to go for value with that going on. You can definitely call, but you're invariably settling for a cheap hand. So I wouldn't say it's massively advantageous, at least more so than it is the other 2 players. The main indicator, as I've said, is less likely that your Honors, Doras, and Dragons will be called. Okay. A little bit of a gamble with that, but let's see. Yeah, but you're also equally more likely to overplay it. So this is basically a Tenhou, but you are more likely to try and overplay it, which means you're more likely to deal into other players. Nah, if you want to play Yakuman only, you play in free player. Does have 1 Dora, so Tanya Dora 1. Okay. On this basis, it doesn't really matter which one of those I discard at this stage. We are not going to be going for that. Free player gets a bit mad. We might play some free player a little later. We'll see. Maybe I'll bring Soul back on and we'll just have a quick game of that. Who knows? Yeah, I think we're folding here. It's too late in the day for us to do a lot, so unfortunate as it's our last dealer turn, but yeah, Tanya Dora. So I only lose 1,000 points comparatively. I'm perfectly fine with that. This is the hand we need to win because Draconis could still make a comeback. If we get into Aegon's round, I'm probably fine. Just play out defensively and take second. I wasn't paying that much attention to hand, actually. I didn't. Not this traditional one, no. Sancho Kodoko. I don't know the proper spelling for that, in all honesty. It rarely comes up. It's one of the ones that is a bit more uncommon on the list, so... And yeah, I did the annoying thing there of clicking, dragging, and then discarding the tile I actually wanted to discard. So I should have discarded 9 first, get the pair of 6s. Alas, that has not happened. And we could do one more win just to secure first here, but... Alas, not happening, and that is, again, amplifying our 6 discard mistake. Let's draw yet another 6. Nobody was expecting that weight. Pair freeze, okay. So I have to cut one of the pairs, probably the pair of 1 dots at this stage, of a 9 so, I guess. Ooh, Sanchku is a possibility. We have to cut one of the pairs anyway, so we'll keep that as a possibility. But not an expectant one. Okay, so we have 2 safe tiles against that, 3 safe tiles against that, thanks to Aegon's bot. But we don't want Draconis picking up a win if we can avoid it. Not sure I can do a lot to stop it, in all honesty, because my hand is too far away. Safe discard. 2 more safe discards. 5 is obviously safe. We'll see how the drunk bod reacts to you next time. Alright. How push do we want to make this? Because it's potentially quite a big hand value and we're still not entirely towards the end of the game yet. White Dragon unfortunately clinches that. We can't discard it, so we will have to wait on it. No, 888. Yeah, should be fine. Let's say if he's waiting on it, it's a bad wait. Darn it, that's a comeback. Mungan. And yeah, that's a comeback. 4,000 in the lead. Darn. I was looking to gain some points off in this game as well. Alas, Draconis does not lose. Does not lose easily anyway. I'd be quite happy with staying in second at this point, but we still need to really attack him. We can't have this sort of luck continuing. So Sanch Q is a possibility, but most likely just going to be a standard Pintu hand. Possibly Tanyo as well, if we can eventually get rid of the 9s. I mean, it's a more beginner-friendly interface. The reason I'm on Tenhou for at least our Tiles of Confusion tournament is largely because Seoul doesn't have a facility for hosting a group, a tournament room that we can just pop in and out of. I think we can make an organized one, but because random spreadsheet in the link somewhere, we tend to just play games and record the overall results. So tempting. Not for the tournaments, it has to be said. Oh, if it concentrates. Yeah. Well, Tenhou is still free, so we'll keep using Tenhou. Okay, 5/8 Tempai. Not a lot really to speak of with this hand, but it's a winnable hand. And I can potentially snipe him. Sniped. Plus value as well. Apologies, interruption there. And yeah, that's quite good. The only downside now is, of course, it might go into a West round. So I need a 1,000-point win. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Should have trolled weight. Indeed, you should have done. West can be fun. It is true. Yeah, this is not the type of hand that I would ideally want with 1,000 points to try and win. If I pair any of these, it's better, but the problem with those is if I don't pair them quickly, they're dangerous. And inevitably, I'm going to have to discard 2 of them anyway. That's a backfire as well. So having done that, it said development. What development? There will be no development. Okay, so you need a Mongan to definitely win. Tenhou, Honitsu would potentially do that, depending on what else you've got. Ugh. We're being punished for getting rid of this 8. So really got rid of the East a bit sooner, actually. There we go. East can go now. So it is a Honitsu. We've confirmed that. It's the only reason anybody would call an East. Aegon, of course, being disconnected, might want it, but dealer. So cheap hand to secure West, I think, is all he can really go for. And I'd rather maximise my chances of winning that West round, so we're going to play around him. Let him win. Assume he doesn't have Mongan. But does he recognise you from an important somewhere, or is it any somewhere? Also, South Draw is quite good. So that might be good enough here. Depends how late in the game we can go for something. I think Draconis forces our hand here. One away from actually a nothing hand. This actually isn't good. He's call South, drop 6, and then get another tile, be finished. But this is important. We don't want to go to West. We want to win now. Must win now. South only for the win. And they might worry about Sanchiku. I haven't discarded any Sozu in that area, so... Darn it. Alright, Draconis wins. Darn it. Well, that means Draconis pulls away even further into the lead with that. Doesn't matter about being for return. Doesn't matter. I was trying to be in Tempai to make sure that if we got to a draw state, then I would have over the threshold. Because I would have won on... If all of us were Tempai at the end of that game, in a draw state, I'd have won because I'd have had enough points to make sure of it. And I've had 300 more than Draconis. So, yes, I was for a 10 at the end, but equally had to be done. I could still have drawn that south, potentially. They're probably both in Egan's hand. Alright, let's queue up for one more. It's probably going to be the last one for night, though. Made some mad calls. To be fair, though, you made up for it in mid-game, and all my early advantage was wiped out almost instantly. JPB is back. Alright, JPB, Kyrol, Draconis, and myself. Final game of tonight. Let's play some Zhongage. See how Friday the 13th is treating us. And it's treating us okay, yeah. West to begin. Draconis to my right yet again. Actually, the classic lineup is Viking, Draconis, Mordecai, and myself. That's the true classic lineup, but that little lineup hasn't happened in some time. I did see Viking in the chat around our championship tournament thing a while back, but I haven't seen him actually in there, unless he's doing the Keishi thing of lurking. Rather than playing, which is fine. Our dog is shouting at things. So, one from Tenpai here, but it's not a good weight. Well, no, it's okay. Okay, wait, it's just not got a lot of value because I've got the pair of dragons. Yeah, Viking was the strongest genuine regular we had for the longest time. He pipped me to the first championship we did by exactly 1 point. The first championship I started recording things, and he absolutely trounced us all in the second year's one. But no, he was a genuinely good player. As I say, he's not absent and gone, who I've definitely seen him around, but obviously he's not playing right now. Don't know whether his situation and timing has changed. I'm fairly certain he's from Europe, but... Oh, Draconis is off. 39, Openitsu. And Tudor, of course. Missed Tenpai while typing. And dealt in. Overall, not a good result. This, though, is a very quick hand. So, one from Tenpai, two-sided weights. Potentially a Sanshiku, if I'm fortunate here. I have to draw a 6 first and then do some things, but could potentially happen. And that opens up another Sanshiku here. So 3 for 5 Sanshiku. So here's where reaching might not be the best of ideas, because I can stay in Pinfu with this hand. Yeah, so here I have Pinfu. I can take Pinfu anytime I like. I'm dealer. We'll take the win because it's off Draconis. But there was a chance to upgrade that, so that's why I was debating and I didn't reach there. That being said, I can't just not win off Draconis if he's going to give me tiles like that. But yeah, that position, that was why I was sort of holding. See, sometimes the silent psychological plan works. This is what I was kind of explaining to Carl yesterday. Silent psychology occasionally works. Yeah, I mean... Okay, here we go. I've been typing rather than paying attention to the match, but now I suppose I have to pay attention here. And we're just going to discard our 4. Because you always play definite on the first one, and then you just go by gut feeling and what you feel. So we have Suji. And that leads us into our Tanyo as well. That was perhaps not a good idea. This is not a good idea. At all. He doesn't want dot tiles. That's the only reason I've gone for this. I also have a Suji against him. He shouldn't want 7. He might, though. I could play the 5. Lean into our safe discards. Wait for this 6 to turn up. Five safe. Nine, so he's played a couple of 8s. 9 isn't definite. Most likely he's on an edge or a closed weight based on the early reach, but not guaranteed. Sumo it is. Tanyodora. Plus 1,000 points for his reach stick. The problem is I'm not winning a lot of value off of them. I did, and sometimes that's all you need. The important thing was I was always trying to play safe against whatever he had, but obviously I am dealer. It is worth more points for me to push than it is for anybody else, and it might have even been a mistake. Doesn't matter. We're still going to have a go for things. And yeah, I didn't have a lot of outs, but 6 was also a safe tile to Draconis, so there was a possibility the other 2 would play it on that basis. 3 also looks safe because you can see a lot of them. Not a guaranteed thing in most cases, but somebody might have decided to play the 3 because of that. As it happens, we were just able to draw. This hand is not especially good. We might be going for 7 pairs, depending. But now we're in the 30,000 range. We are going to be settling down and just seeing what we can do here. If I get an opportunity to get a genuine hand here, we'll go for it. But this isn't looking like it at the moment. Another win, though, puts us into dealer rampage territory. Okay. So if we're considering the 7 pairs option, which we kind of are here, we want to be waiting on a 1-9 or on a tile that's loose, so we want to probably be getting rid of this 4-7. The mathematics, though, is still with us for all 3 of these tiles, so maybe we don't. I guess there's always the outside possibility we just go for a standard hand as well. So 4 for now. So 6 dot, 7 dot, 6 man. One of those gets to the Tenpai, and we will be silent if that happens because we will wait for a better weight. So we have 7 dot for the moment. We know it's a safe tile because Draconis has just played one. But we want to be waiting on a 1 or a 9. We haven't discarded, and it's still got enough outs to go for something. Darn it. Okay. So we have 2 as a definite safe tile. I should play that. We'll play that. It's fun having Tenpai for all of 2 moments. It was fun having the lead for all of 2 moments. Riichi, Pinfu. Okay, no, he doesn't quite take the lead from that. This is the problem with what I was doing. All my hands were quite cheap. He just wins with a 6,000 pointer with both Riichi sticks. So he does actually take the lead, doesn't he? Nope, exact tie. Whose wins were better? Arguably his. Okay. This is interesting. Two sets of bonus tiles, so we will of course go aggressive and we'll try and lean towards the half flush. Okay. JPB does need points, so open Khan from there makes a sort of sense. So double Yahoo High. And getting there. Unfortunately, the hand is quite a way away at this stage. He does not have the third one. We've had this discussion before today. That doesn't mean I'll play the red if it comes to me. He doesn't have it. I'm not going to call that largely because it's our pair at the moment. So that devalues a hand. It might not end up being our pair if we draw a 7, discover 2, get a 3 hopefully. But unfortunately our weights are quite narrow at this point. Also, 2 safe tiles is always a useful thing to have against somebody with 2 calls. So if it is half flush, it's most likely going to be Sozu. Seven now gets us a 2-sided weight. And the 2 so passes. We can also now call a 4 or a 7 to get us Tenpai as well. Calling a 7 puts us into a 4-7 weight. $7 not a good draw here. It is the first Dora. We see 3 5s. So there's a strong possibility that we're safe with it. But ultimately that's a better weight. So. And Dora, of course. Which we clearly had all along when we made the first 2 calls. Definitely didn't just cobble his hand together out of nowhere. Definitely didn't cobble this hand together out of nowhere. 8-so? No. Okay, 4 passes. Wouldn't mind you discarding another one of them. Dora Dora. Tenpai then from Draconis. Dora is a safe tile against him. Only reason we're doing that. Dora is a safe tile and we have it. 3-6. Sorry, 6-9. Few of those out. It's worth us having this level of aggression, I feel. Though I'm regretting it now, so it's a dot Honitsu. Versus a potential Manzu Honitsu. South. Who is South at the moment? Chiral. One I was played a little while ago, actually. That's fine. A 7-man. One was played against him, so that should be fine. It might be the Ranger style here, but... oh dear. Well, you can't defend with 4 tiles. You have to go for it, unfortunately. That being said, we'll take the win. Northeast, Dora. 3900 was not enough to attack with, but it was better than having a potential Yakuman over there. Also, back in the lead. I can't say I'm playing well, I've got to be honest. I feel like I'm playing far too aggressively, but it's working for the moment. Cheap hand central and being awkward. Right, 4 pairs. No easy Yaku to Dora. Just my sort of hand. There is a temptation to swap this into Toy Toy, but I don't feel it's worth it in this exact situation. None of our triplets are pairs, rather, are linked to Adora. And also we don't have any triplets. Which I would consider that as a minimum requirement before you go Toy Toy. So we're far more likely to be looking at 7 pairs. Hopefully winning on the 2-man, because that feels like probably the best tile out of what we currently got. Winning on a middle tile for 7 pairs always tends to be a risky experience. We also have the potential normal way out, so we'll look to that as well. Draw a 6, draw something there. We've got Norse, which is safe, so we will use that if it comes to it. Green Dragon, which is not safe, we will keep that. And speak of it to no one.
Riichi.
Okay. Now, we definitely speak of that to no one. So, Chiral has got a reach with only the 8-so as a clue. So, we imagine the 8-so is somewhat linked to his hand. High Sozu weight, most likely. But we shall see. We can toss the 8s, and I think that gives us enough proof to discard the 9s if we want to. As we see 3 of them, but we also know the Green Dragon's safe, and that's a risky play from JPB, so he is going for something. So we've got to be aware that JPB could be in Tenpai as well. He's also thankfully given us 2 more safe tiles. This is not a hand we're going to be able to win with, I don't think. So we are definitely looking at the fold option. Red is safe against Chiral, but it's the only one out, so we can't say it's definitely safe on the table. Sanjiku is looking back on, out of nowhere. Okay, so 7s are a little more risky on this board. Let's go red because we know Chiral at least doesn't want that. Oh, Draconis didn't want the 2 safe, so he's in Tenpai. There was a chance I would just deal in with that in all fairness, but I didn't want to risk these. As it turns out, that was fine. I still had my read as high Sozu, so I was thinking 4-7. I'll be honest, with everything going on. Apparently that wasn't the case, so I don't know what Chiral's got, I've got to be honest. I would risk the 4 here just to try and get a complete hand, but there's not that many draws left. We have basically folded out. Obviously Tenpai. Was that a Haite? He just doesn't want to be defeated, does he? He just does not want to be defeated. Things are progressing. So now we've got JPB on no points. So we have to make the Chinitsu work. We have actually 9,000 points isn't the end of the world. It's Among and Sumo. So I don't necessarily need the Chinitsu to work out, but I feel that it's almost certainly the case that we're going to have to make the Chinitsu work to win. Or give JPB some points. Giving JPB some points works as well. Mungan Sumo also has the advantage of not actually no, it would bust him as the dealer, 4,000. But yeah, we are looking at Chinitsu here. Unless, of course, we can just get into a hand. Draw the 7, drop the 2. I'll drop the 3, actually, I guess, from here. Dora. Alright, we'll get rid of the 8-6 closed, and we'll see if we can eventually draw some more Manzu tiles for this. Nope, the game does not want this. I don't, but I can find out if I wanted to. Okay. So... maybe this is Chinitsu. I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's Chinitsu, actually. Let's get rid of a 9-8. Because there are some slight upsides doing the 1-2-3 here. So, outside chance at a monster hand, I guess. So only 1-2 has been played, so we got a reasonable shot at... well, we got 2 draws left to make this work. If we draw the 4, that's fine as well for us. It's unfortunately a backfire, so we'll get rid of a 7 now because it's more risky than the 8, but... can I just go for this? I think I have to, in all honesty. It's not great, and we'll be ending up waiting on the Dora, but we are Tenpai. Just can't win on it, so here's where we're about to draw that too, so... okay. There is no legal hand out of this. We are for a 10 out of this. So, mistakes. There is no reason I should have called that tile. You know the one. No reason I should have called it. So now I've got to basically call the freeze, dump both ones, hope that I don't absolutely blunder out of this, because I don't have that many draws left, so... Haite is still a thing I could win on. Except that it'd have to be a super Haite, of course. I finally get that 2 so as well. Tells you how dangerous that tile was. Dangerous. I mean, in fairness, I blundered. I shouldn't have called that 2, because calling the 2 did the beginner sin of making sure I couldn't get a Yaku easily. So, E6 has been played by Draconis. That's the one thing I care about that. So that was a Dura 6-weight. I was in a Fura 10 1-3. But I pick up some more points. I'm now 6,000 points behind Draconis. Another half flush, potentially hand. And of course now JPB has a few more points, so it's less likely I have to worry about the definite bust out. Yeah, let's play south now. Could have played green, but I want to know whether we have to worry about that. It is our wind as well, but we'll see. It'll backfire in a moment if it's going to. Not immediately. Okay, all good. I mean, it's a reasonable, valuable hand, in fairness, what we had, but it just wasn't worth anything. And also, yeah, I'm going to give in to temptation and go for this half flush, I think. I'm going to resist temptation and discard my at least honor tiles and see what he's working on. Manzu Honitsu would be the worst thing he's got, but he could be on a wait here. One more call for Tenpai. White Dragon only, admittingly, but Tenpai on the 5. It's aggressive, but we don't want Draconis getting more points, and he wouldn't reach him here without a good reason. We have one safe tile we can use if we need to. Yeah. Not much I could do with that. Middle 5, this position. He wouldn't reach without something good, and 5 could be easily be linked to Adora where he's on. You, of course, have no choice in the matter. You have to attack. You're in last place. You are in your last dealer turn as well. So let's hope that Draconis deals into you. So we're going to White Dragon out of this. We know where all of them are. We will just play those and hope that that 5 is the deal-in tile. Wasn't. Gives us another safe tile. I could try for things, but no, we've already committed to the fold here. Had we not committed, we might have managed something out of this, though. I can if I want to, but I don't. Don't mind me, just putting down a whole set of triplets for psychological reasons, of course. Well, I mean, there is that outside chance, I suppose. For some reason, I don't think it's a good outside chance. Green is safe. Red's also safe, actually, so... It would deny one draw. Oh, he was on a 9 edge weight. 7 pairs. Alright, well, he's pretty much secured the game with that. Knew what was safe. The north, you mean? Because I just was discarding things I knew about anyway, so... Oh, we did reach him for 5 bandits. Yeah, of course he did. Ugh. No, you're right. You're right. You're right, but it was still probably the correct decision to fold in that position against 2 likely Tempais and Chiral still going for things. It was probably it was probably better to secure second place. As much as I don't want to finish behind Draconis and have him extend his lead, positive points are what we want. Alright, who's on for Nageshi? Who's feeling Nageshi? I'm not. We're going to give up that immediately. So, to win, we would need to Mangan Sumo. Which we could do. Or we just keep winning. The problem with, of course, situation with JPB on 3,000 points, Chiral also on quite a low point score, we can't reach very easily. Could still do it, but we need to either have a lot of value, which is why we're probably getting it on 9s in the next couple of turns, or just make sure we're sniping wins off Draconis. Okay, 1 from Tenpai. Maybe a single weight unless we're lucky enough to draw the 4, then we're in the pair weight. If 5-so or 4-man come out, it's most likely because they're in Tenpai, so... Oh, okay, Sanchiku is back on. So 6 for Pinfu Sanchiku. Come on, 6-man. 6-0 rather. Last time I called the wrong thing, I actually got dealt that, so it's 6-0. Come on, 6-0. Come on, 6-0. This is a big enough hand. If I get this, Tenhou, Pinfu, Sanchiku, Dora, 2. This is big enough to take the win if this comes off. I need that 6 though. How about open? Open Sanchiku, Dora, Mungan. Yep. 1-4. Come on, Draconis, give me the 1-4. No. Give me the 1-4. No. Don't give me the 1-4. You discarded the 6. Give me the 1-4. Cairo, 1-4. One time. Nope. 5-man safe. Unfortunately, we have lost our Yaku, but we'll just take Tenhou, Dora. Most importantly, JPB gets a few more points back. 1,000 extra on there. I can now take a Mungan hand from anybody. I don't need it to be a sumo to take the lead, so we're going to look towards that. If I do take the Mungan sumo, of course, I still win the game outright, and in fact right there, because I bust JPV still. Hand looks messy, but if I can draw that 7, this could be good enough. Potential Sanchiku here as well. Draconis has had enough of this and is going for a quick hand. Absolutely. Makes sense. He's more likely to deal into me, though, if I can get there. And I'm far enough ahead that I can afford to attack as well. It's not a good draw. As much as I'm trying to play safe against people, really, I am attacking at all times now because there's almost no realistic possibility of me falling to second from here. Cairo would need direct hit Hanneman to overtake me, so that's a minor concern, really. Sanchiku is on. Come on, 9-man. One time. Safe tile as well. And come on, 9-man. Not from you. Please don't have Delta in. Drawing a Forso here would be awesome. If not, I'm in a single way for something. It wasn't even Tenpai. Alright, so he's Chancer only. So now that we know that. This game has gone a little silly. Just pointing that out. Darn it, we're not going to get our 3s and 6s now. Darn it. That's game, isn't it? Nope, sent in. Okay, we can still do a Mungan Sumo to overtake him. Actually, no, we can't do a Mungan Sumo to overtake him. Darn it. Darn it, now we need something quite big. Suanko. There we go. That's big enough. Suanko Dora. 4, 5, 6 Sanchiku. Plenty of options here, actually. What's most likely, though? Alright. This isn't the most likely, but Toy, Tenhou, Dora. Yep, this is big. This is good enough. Sorry. I hadn't registered these with Dora. Now I've registered these with Dora. This is absolutely fine. We don't need Sanchiku. We might have got Sanchiku anyway, but doesn't matter. Here we are looking at Toy. Toy Dora. We don't got the Sanchiku. Alright, fine. Game is going to be like that. We'll have Tenhou as a backup plan, but we would have got the Sanchiku. At least the Sanchiku Tempai, I should point out.
Home.
Okay. We still have a Tenhou here. Oh. Okay, 5 dot for the thing. And if we self-draw it, it's... No, it's not Sanchiku. Still, 5 dot for this anyway. We'll go for it. Not the best of weight, but we can always improve it. Tenhou, draw 4 rather, absolutely fine. Single weight? No, because I want to draw a pair. We want to make this proper. Pair here is proper. We can card everything. Because why the hell not? There is no safety play anymore. There is only attack. If we'd have dropped this for South, we'd have got the... no. We'd have won if we'd have dropped the free... If we'd have decided that was too risky, we'd have dropped the 5 and gone... Well, actually 5 is risky as well. Come on. Let's self-draw some carnage, please. Attack? 5 dots. No. 5 dots? No. Three-sided weight. And I'm not for a 10 for this, oddly. 2, 3, 5. Sorry, Cairo. I think that might even bust you out, but I'll take a good second. I didn't necessarily want to do that. I wanted to wait, but I don't know. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Could have waited. Ah, well. Ah, well, GG. I mean, I had some interesting hands in that game, it has to be said. There was some stuff and things happening, but yeah. Good games were had. Thanks for joining us, guys. I will definitely be back tomorrow for some Soul. Might be a longer Soul stream. We'll see how we feel about that. And again, there's always the possibility of something else. I nearly hit Sanchiku a number of times there. And ultimately, if we consider the gap and the amount of value I would have got in hand 1, if I'd have waited and hit the Sanchiku instead of taking his 1,500 points in the first game, I probably would have beaten him. But oh well. GG's. Thanks for joining me. I will regret my decisions. But actually, overall, I can't be too upset with the evening. Second place in all 3 games. I've earned some positive points. I have nowhere near... The gap to Draconis has just been, is now even further beyond. But in comparative status, yeah, should have waited. Anyway, enough rambling, enough bemoaning my own lack of performance. Draconis is our king, champion, and savior. And we will move on to the next game next time. So until then,